Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. And I pray that you're having a great day, a good start. And we sure appreciate you coming on if you can. Live, we always enjoy saying hello to a few friends. For example, there's Brahim. And number 2, Mike. And who's number 3, Andrea? You guys, unbelievable. I don't know how you do it every day. And Tina, Nova Scotia, how are you? And let me see, Sandy, right at the top in Minnesota, Kevin from Oshawa, and Janice from Brampton, and Nina, Chatham, Rosa, Montreal, and John, our friend from Elgin, Illinois. Rosalinda, how are you? Niagara Falls. Marlene, good morning. Barbara from Kansas. And Wendy from Markham. And Nick from our staff. Judy, New Brunswick. Nancy, Gore's Landing. Danny, how are you? Doc McEwen, I finally see your name. From West Tennessee, Carrie. And Deb, Margaret, Lakelet. Wanda, how are you from Virginia? Lori, Cambridge. Nellie, good morning. Or did I already say hello to you? Karen, Little Britain. Rachel, good morning. Gloria, San Antonio, Texas. Chantal, right in my backyard in Sudbury. And Frida. And Sally, how are you? Carol, West Virginia, and I could sing. And from Newfoundland, I think that was Georgie. Yvonne, P-E-I. Unionville, IT. Marianne, London. Brenda, New Brunswick. Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. And Rafaela, Romania. Oh, wow. And I missed that. Diane, Thunder Bay. Linda from St. Jude, Quebec. Zian from Earlton, Ontario. Mary, how are you? From CB, what's that? Robin, Diane, LaSalle. And Marvel from Ottawa, our nation's capital. And Stouffville, I'm going to say Millica, but I could be wrong. April, I can't see sometimes, guys. Irene, Rhode Island. Barbara, Atlanta. Cheryl, from Motown. Douglas, St. Thomas. Monica, how are you? Daphne, how are you? Francis from Vaughan, good morning to you. And you know what I'm missing? Arlene, I think. John, oh, you already said hello. I said hello to you, Johnny. Donna, Newfoundland. One more. I can't see it. Marilyn from PEI. Okay, let's get back to the questions. Question and answer Monday. Okay? Question and answer Monday. Marianne, I put oxygen drops in my water. Is this beneficial or hype? Mostly hype. I don't think you're going to get, by putting a few drops of oxygen in your water. I mean, water is oxygen, partly, right? H2O. Nah. Oxygenating your water. Guys, look. I know there's a lot of hype out there, okay? Put this in your water and you're gonna, it'll fix everything from warts on your nose to stuff on your toes. Nah, it don't. Drink water. The best water is spring water. That's natural water. Okay? Don't drink distilled water. Okay? I don't recommend that. But guys, you need 2 liters of water or 64 ounces of water a day, every one of you, 7 days a week. Okay? You want to add a little bit of lemon to your water? I got no problem with that. You want to add electrolytes to your water? I got no problem with that. But adding oxygen to your water, I mean, you go ahead, but it's not going to do anything for you. It's not, it's hype. But I'm glad you asked, because a lot of times you get stuff on the internet or whatever, and this will fix everything from cancer to heart disease or whatever. Nah, run, Forrest, run when you read stuff like that, okay? I've seen listen, I had a radio show for 20 years, and every marketing company in the world with natural products tried to get my attention. Okay? They tried to get my attention so I would endorse products. And, I used to say this: every product, sort of, new product that comes on the market has its day in the sun. And then if it's for real, and it's really good, it will last. Otherwise, it flames out. It flames out. Oh, everybody and their dog says this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and then it turns out not to be true. Okay? So, again, I saw so much stuff, people spending a fortune to buy water machines. And now, if you're going to drink tap water, you better filter it. Get a good filter for sure. Okay? But anyway, I think you know what I mean. Okay, thank you for the question, Mary Ann. Or Marion, I think it's probably, it's Marion. Sorry. Gloria, I have dreams that are very intense. Sometimes me too. Whether they are frustrating or exciting or dangerous, the question is, does our cortisol go up during the night because of these dreams? Maybe a little bit. You might go into the fight or flight a little bit, but I wouldn't be too concerned about that. Okay? And, again, some people make too much of the, if you're dreaming, you're not really resting, or, look, when you go into the REM, a good REM sleep, rapid eye movement, a lot of times there's a lot of dreams associated with that. And, look, you're sleeping, you're detoxing, your self-cleaning oven of your brain, your glymphatic system is working. I wouldn't worry about it too much. I don't know. It's probably been measured. I have to look and see if I can find it, whether cortisol actually goes up a little bit. But like I said, I think if you're sleeping, your cortisol is actually doing its job. Okay? I wouldn't worry about it too much. Gloria, thank you for that question. I appreciate it. Lise, should cheese be limited on a low-carb diet if wanting to lose weight? Yeah, especially for women, okay? Because ladies, okay, I really do, even today, separate the sexes, okay? And that might not be woke, but I don't care. Because I'm going to tell you, your anatomy, your physiology is different. Your hormones are different. Men don't get hormones, women do. Okay? And because there's a balancing act taking place. And when those hormones are out of balance, it'll slow the thyroid to a crawl in a woman. Rarely in a man. There's a big difference there because you have ovaries. They're wonderful. They're beautiful. But when they're out of balance, it can be no fun. So that's why, okay, and this is just generally true. There's always exceptions, but this is generally true. You put a man and a woman and on a diet, eat the same food, exactly the same. A man loses weight and a woman doesn't. Or they lose weight. Look, I have probably 10,000 testimonies or more of people over the years on the reset losing weight. More than that. Okay? And ladies, by and large, if they do it at the same time as their husbands, they lose less weight. Well, they have a hormone that men don't. It's called estrogen. Okay? And it's a growth hormone. Estrogen loves fat. And because of that, you have to go into that because it's very important. The differentiation. Okay? So, coming back to the reset. Cheese. Do I love cheese? You bet your boots I love cheese. Is cheese good for you? You bet your boots it is. Eggs, meat, and cheese. And cheese represents dairy. Okay? The best dairy. Like butter. Like cream. Now, I'm not big on calories. I've taught you that many, many, many times. I'm not big on calories. But for women, and if they're using the reset to lose weight, and by the way, let me just say it again, because I've said it 1,000 times. The reset, first of all, was not created for weight loss. It's created for metabolic syndrome. It's created to reduce high circulating insulin or insulin resistance. Okay? Now, okay, having said that, tens of thousands of people, if you want to do a weight loss program, there's nothing better. There's nothing better. Why? Because it's healthy. You know what? Today, they want to do a shortcut. So they're using Ozempic, Wegovy, and other medications to lose weight. And they're actually, it works. Dangerously, though. Because you're gaining fat and losing muscle. So I would tell people, if you want to just starve yourself and count calories, you're going to lose weight. Okay? You're going to lose weight. But what are you losing? You're losing muscle and very little fat. But if you change fuels, I'm a fuel guy. You want 99% octane in your mitochondria, your cells at the cellular level. You want 99% jet fuel, or do you want to have just ordinary 87 octane? I use the example of a wood stove. Do you want logs or do you want paper and twigs? It's fuel. That's what I'm big on. I'm big on fuel. I'm big on nutrients because I know at the cellular level That's what your body wants. That's what it wants. It wants eggs, meat, and cheese. Dairy. Okay? Your body made for it. So the question is, does cheese, would you have to limit it? Well, yeah, if your goal is weight loss. If your goal is insulin, you don't have to limit it. Usually, though, let me just say this, okay? Let me say this because I think it's important. And these have been proven, by the way. What I'm going to say has been proven. When you eat eggs, meat, and cheese, your satiety, meaning your leptin, what the hormone that tells you you're full, really works much better. When you give your body the right fuel, well, you don't need to eat 50 eggs at a meal. They've proven this, by the way. And I wish every person on the planet would listen to this. If you have bacon and eggs in the morning, proven, compared to oatmeal in the morning, proven. I mean, it does a lot of things for you, eating bacon and eggs or sausages and eggs or whatever you like, okay? They've shown it, what that does for your leptin and how long that lasts. That fuel, you see, is burning much better because it's 99% octane compared to oatmeal, which will spike your blood sugar. What goes up must come down. And now your insulin goes crazy. You just had a bowl of cereal. Or heaven forbid, a Pop-Tart that kids eat. Or Cocoa Puffs. Ooh. Or Cheerios. Your blood sugar goes through the roof. Insulin from your pancreas has no choice but to control your blood sugar. So what does it do? It comes out en masse. And then it brings that blood sugar down, and guess what? You're hungry again. That's how your body operates. So thanks for the question. It's a very good question. You're eating the right foods, but if you do find that you have to limit a little bit more because, again, you're a woman, well, limit it a little bit more. Limit your cheese. Okay? I don't think you have to limit your eggs, but you might a little bit. But usually you shouldn't be hungry when you eat the right foods. It's not like your blood sugars are going up and down like a yo-yo. That's the point. That's why the reset has been so successful. That's why I'll put up the reset against any eating program. And remember, like I had to answer the other day on the private Facebook group, somebody was asking, Dr. Martin, can I eat fruits and vegetables? Like, it seems like you're against that. I'm not against fruits and vegetables. I'm not. It's 30 days. There's a reason for it. There's a reason that you're eating eggs, meat, and cheese for 30 days. It's what it does to your body, and I can prove it. I proved it to tens of thousands of patients before I even wrote the book. Proven. What it does to your A1C, what it does to your triglycerides and your HDL, what it does for inflammation and lowering your CRP. We just proved it. what it does to for diabetics. Unbelievable. And I stand behind it, guys. And you can have fruits and vegetables, okay, after. And you'll find out, okay? This is what I've always challenged my patients, my audience, always challenge them on this, okay? You'll find out if you do a 30-day program where you're eating eggs, meat, and cheese, okay? You're going to find out something about yourself. You'll find out that you and carbohydrates, especially the crappy carbs, you don't do well with them. You'll find out once you change fuels and you go from crappy carbs, okay? When you go from that and sugars to 99% octane fuel, jet fuel, your body will now start talking to you. And again and again and again and again, we heard this all the time. Doc, I did the 30-day program, and now I find when I have carbs, I don't do as well. Now, guys, you don't need carbs, first of all, okay? I'm not saying you can't have them. I'm just telling you you don't need them. They're not essential. Look, I'm not telling you never to have a carbohydrate. I'm not a carnivore, okay? I'm not. People accuse me of that. I'm not a carnivore. I'm an omnivore. But I'm going to tell you what your body thrives with. Okay? I'm going to tell you what your body thrives with. You will not thrive on fruits and vegetables. Not that you can't have any. I'm telling you, you will not thrive. Your body wasn't made to live on that. The way they built the pyramid, the food pyramid, was upside down. Because they wanted you to limit your eggs. They wanted you to limit your meat. They wanted you to limit dairy. And they wanted you to eat wheat and fiber, fruits and vegetables. That is the foundation of the pyramid, which is wrong. It's upside down. And again, I'm not against fruits and vegetables. When you get metabolically well and you get yourself out of the 93% of the population that have trouble with food, metabolic syndrome, and you get yourself out of that, you can have some fruits and vegetables. You can have some. Don't live on them. That's my motto. Don't live on them. You're not meant to be a vegetarian, and you're not meant to be a vegan. You're just not. Now, I know that's confusing. It's confusing because there's a whole narrative out there, and it's been going on for 50 years, guys, and it's getting worse and worse. And that is, meat's bad, especially red meat. And you better limit it or eliminate it. And you can be a vegetarian and be very, very healthy. Well, that's by the grace of God. Because you're not meant to be a vegetarian and you're not meant to be a vegan. You're not meant to. Your body wasn't designed for it. Now, I know that that's confusing because you get people asking all the time, Dr. Martin, oh, I got to do a series on this. I'm confused. Every week, 2 or 3 times a week. Remember now, we have 23,000 members of our private Facebook group. We have over 80-something thousand people follow us on Facebook. You don't think we don't get a lot of feedback? We get a lot of feedback. Okay? And people go, Doc, I'm confused. I know, I understand how you could be confused. You hear one thing, mainstream media, you know, the narrative from the gurus out there, you're Googling and you're looking online, and I want you to, by the way, I want you to be curious. I want you to ask questions. I want that. And I'm sorry if you're confused. Because you're going to see advertising, you're going to see articles, you're going to see fruits and vegetables are the best thing for your body. No, they're not. I didn't say they're no good. I just said they're not the best thing for your body. They're good, but you're not meant to live on that. You're just not. So, yeah, I understand the confusion. But you just got to look at you got to look at the facts, ma'am, just the facts. And I always try and bring you facts, because if you bring me, and I've always said this, right? You bring me any vegetable or fruit and put it up against steak, and I'm sorry if this hurts you, it don't even come close. It's not even close when it comes to the nutrient profile between steak or an egg or a piece of cheese compared to any vegetable or any fruit. I'm sorry. It's not even close. And when I say meat, I mean fish too. Okay? Okay? Got it? That's where I come from. And I know that can be confusing. You're hearing this, but I'm not a carnivore. I'm not. I like carnivore, but I'm not a carnivore. Okay? Just so that you know where I come from. Okay. That was long-winded. Okay. Lise, you asked that question on cheese. Judy, does oil of oregano help with tartar on the teeth? Yeah. It's really, oil of oregano, guys, is there anything it doesn't help with? Like, it is so good. Nature's antibiotic, nature's antifungal, nature's antiparasitical, nature's antiviral, and it don't kill your good guys. How do you like that? So when you can be confused by this too. Let's talk confusion with oil of oregano. You can go to a health food store, and a lot of people say, well, don't use this all the time. Don't use it every day. It does. No, it's not meant to be that. Because they're thinking antibiotic. They're thinking it's like a medicine. And when you take an antibiotic, it kills everything, good, bad, and ugly. Okay? But that's not what oil of oregano is. It's a natural antibiotic, but it don't kill your good guys. It actually feeds your good guys. Oil of oregano, God's gift to us. Is there better? Well, I haven't found it. It is fantastic. Brush your teeth with it. It's good for you. Orally. You brush your gums, it gets into your bloodstream. It's good for you. You can take it every day. Somebody said the other day, oil of oregano, don't take it every day. It's hard on your liver. I never heard such stupidity. Don't be confused by that one. Your liver is hurt by oil of oregano? Are you kidding me? I'd be dead a long time ago. It's the opposite. Anyway, okay. Let's see. I want to finish up. No, that was the last one. Okay, let me do one more here. I'm going to finish up here today because somebody asked me right after, and I should have got the name, about, they were confused. I guess on Friday, I talked about diverticulosis, okay? And let me just do this here this morning for a minute. I'm going to bring out my chart. So for those listening on a podcast, I'm going to show you, and you have to visualize this. This is what diverticulosis looks like. See that? Wait a minute. Let me get it over here. See those little pouches on the descending colon here? See that? Those are diverticulosis, okay? They're little pouches in the bowel. Now, whoever asked, I should have wrote it down. Dr. Martin, I'm confused. You see, there's a lot of confusion out there. Because if you talk to almost any physician that I've met, any GI doctor, they'll tell their patients, oh, you have diverticulosis. They did a scope and they saw the pouches, okay? In a colonoscopy or whatever, okay? They see the pouches. Now, what's dangerous with diverticulosis is if it becomes diverticulitis, meaning now those pouches get impacted and infected. Okay? Impacted and infected. Now that's very dangerous because it could lead to sepsis. Now, okay? I saw this 1,000 times over the years. More. Not less, more. And here's me, okay? Here's me. When I did a careful case history of people that suffered with diverticulosis, mostly women, not all women, but mostly women. They were women, okay? Mostly. And they were big, huge salad eaters. They loved their salad. Okay? Because I did a case history. What are you eating? What's your favorite food? What are you doing? Salad. Salad. Dr. Martin, I need my fiber. Fiber. Cereal, salad. Okay? Big time. And I said, okay, and again, this is me. That's your problem. You're eating too much salad. Your body wasn't meant for that. Your colon wasn't meant for that. And I know that's confusing because their doctor who diagnosed diverticulosis told them they needed to eat more fiber to clean out the colon, and you gotta poo more. I said, well, in all due respect, I always did that. I said, in all due respect, It's the opposite. All those salads and the seeds. You're not a squirrel nor a chipmunk. And you're certainly not a rabbit. And you ain't a cow. You see, a cow's colon and a rabbit's colon are meant for that. Okay? Yours wasn't. I'm not saying you can never have it. I'm just telling you that when you get diverticulosis, you were eating way too much fiber. And my treatment was, let's change that. And I'm going to put you on a 30-day program called the Reset. And the Reset will help to fix your gut, along with probiotics, okay? Along with, I used to put them on bone broth because of the L-glutamine and regenerated. I often put them on mucilages or IBS formula, gutties. I put them on that. Digestive enzymes to break all their food down. I used to be pretty aggressive in my treatment. And it was amazing the results we got. Doing just the opposite of what their doctor said. Just the opposite. Because if you start with the premise that your colon wasn't made, you don't have 4 stomachs like a cow. Your colon wasn't made for all that fiber. It really wasn't. That's why I've always said, and I've been consistent, you guys would admit this, fiber is overrated. I'm not saying you can't have any fiber. I'm not saying it. What I am saying, the best fiber in the world is water and coffee. And I mean it. Not salad and cereal and nuts and seeds. Got it? That's where I came from. Now, I wish I remember who asked me the question. I think it was a man, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I know there's a lot of confusion out there, guys. Okay? I get it. I understand it. Okay? But I'm going to try and and I don't want to just give you an answer without explaining why. Why do I think the way I think? I want to explain it to you. Okay. Guys, okay, I have to breathe here for a minute, and thank you for all the questions, okay? We love it. And we appreciate you guys more than you know. Talk to you soon.